everyone. I know it's crazy right now, so I just want to help in any way possible. So I meant to film this a while ago, but stuff came up, so I'm kind of getting to it now, and we're just going to do a pre-record, and maybe we can do a live session later in the year if you have any more questions that come up. But we're going to answer the basics right now to kind of just help, because I couldn't even imagine being a freshman or being a transfer student, or maybe you have been at UTSA and you still don't know how to navigate fully, and that's okay. I just want to, like I said, help in any way possible. So, as you probably heard, there's going to be different class kind of modes, or I don't know what they're calling them, but we're going to have online asynchronous, and what that one is meaning there's no specific meeting times and content and instruction available on demand. So that's going to be more of your kind of self-teach. They're probably going to put up PowerPoints or certain modules, and you're expected to watch them yourself. They're not going to have a Zoom meeting or a Blackboard live meeting, nothing like that. Then you have online synchronous, and that one is going to have specific meeting times for content and instruction delivery. So that one will be like you meet on Zoom every Thursday, Tuesday, or every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then you're going to have assignments maybe to do on your own time. Then you have online hybrid, and that's specific meeting times combined with on-demand content and instruction. So like every now and then, so maybe like once a month, depending on how your teacher is doing it, they're going to have the hybrid, and they're going to have meetings or whatever, but then some of it is going to, like the asynchronous, you're just going to go on Blackboard and find assignments or find PowerPoints and things like that. So it's a mixture of both the asynchronous and synchronous. Then you're going to have the face-to-face, and that one is just if you're going to be on campus, and that's very rare. That's like 5%, I think it was, so that's just if you're going to campus. So then the question is, how can I tell what class I have? So first is to log on to ASAP using your UTSA ABC123, put your passphrase, and then you're going to log in. Sorry, it's pretty slow. Yeah, good thing it's pre-recorded, because you can just skip ahead to when I finally log in, because this is embarrassing. Yeah, and if you're anything like me, where basically all my family is working from home and your Wi-Fi is not the best, honestly, I would just contact any person that you can to kind of talk about your situation, because maybe one day you're taking a test and internet goes out. Internet has never gone out for me when I need to do a test or anything. I mean, fingers crossed. But it has gone out when I'm doing Zoom calls or whatever, and so probably the person thinks I'm leaving or whatever, but it's just my internet crashing on me. So definitely sort that out beforehand if you know that you don't have the best internet, or a lot of people are staying at your house, or your internet is slow, or anything like that. Just keep your professor updated through email. Why is it not working? Okay, could have just refreshed the whole time. So how can I tell what kind of class I have? So there might be an easier way to do it, but I just do it this way. So what I do is I take note of my classes. So I'll go to student detail schedule under student services and registration, and student detail schedule. I have all these classes right here. So I kind of know them, but an easier way is to take the CRN and take note of that somewhere on your notepad or however you want to do it and just copy and paste them. But I know the classes and the teachers, so I'm going to go ahead and go back to registration. Click schedule of classes, and then this is kind of what it's saying: understanding fall 2020, course options, and then the asynchronous classes do not meet in real time and they will not display a meeting time. And then synchronous classes meet in real time and course will display a meeting time. And then hybrid is the mixture of it, like I said, with real time and non-real time. Notice that you're looking for internet for students who normally take courses on campus and not online. That's for if you have a fully online degree, which I know some of you may, but usually if you're coming in as a freshman or transfer, you probably have just like the internet because you're used to not being online, so it's called an internet one. So we're looking at fall 2020, and I know one of them is psychology. I'm taking psychology and sociology classes because those are my majors. And I can't remember the course number right now, but I'm just going to go ahead and search it up. I know one of them is couple and family with Scott. And so right here under the comments, it says online hybrid, and meeting time is Tuesday, Thursdays. So Tuesday is going to be the T, and then R is going to be the Thursday. They kind of do it weird. And it's going to be at 8:30, 9:45 on the internet. So if your teacher's anything like mine, this one actually already emailed me saying when we are going to meet, and this is the hybrid one, so it's every once a month or something like that, but she told us the dates that we're going to meet so we can plan ahead, so I thought it was pretty cool. Sometimes it's going to take just waiting for your teachers to email you, which they probably will in this upcoming week since school is happening Monday. And another one that I kind of pre-programmed for a question is how to make a group me, right? Like, in case somebody doesn't make one and you're like, oh, I know I'm going to have questions for this class, or maybe you just want to get to know people in the class, right? So to make a group me, and I don't know if the classes are still up here for me. Okay, yeah, they are. So to create a group me, you're going to go over to your class, and basically there's going to be like this thing called tools, and this one doesn't have it, but usually they do. My art one had it, so I guess not this one. They should all have it, which I think is weird, but well, there's this thing called tools usually, and I can't find it on this one, but usually they're supposed to have them because that's how you can email your instructor as well, an easier way to email your instructor. But you would click on tools, then you would click on this thing that's calling that says email, and then make sure you click after you click on email all student users. Don't email your teacher as well. Click email all student users. And at this point, you would already have made the GroupMe link by having GroupMe, clicking on that little, it looks like a little notepad and a little pen. You would click on that and click group, and then you would title the group, and then you would put sharing on, and then from there you would copy that link and put it on the email and send it to them. I'm not going to say much more, but you probably don't want your teacher on it in case somebody is not talking appropriately. But yeah, just don't put your teacher on there because there has been drama with that department. And what happens if you have more than one class meeting at the same time? This has happened to a lot of people, because especially since like if they haven't done this before, it might happen. So definitely get with your teacher beforehand. But it could be best if you have if you have a computer and a laptop to open them both up. Or maybe you can split the screen. if one of them is for attendance, or hypothetically, if one of them is for attendance and one isn't, and it's going to be pre-recorded, you can just watch the one that's for attendance and watch the other one on your free time when it's not at the same time. But hypothetically, if they're both for attendance because they're both synchronous, then maybe you should email your professors and see what you can do, because they're both at the same time. Nobody else submitted any questions, so that's what I have for now in terms of it. Blackboard is pretty easy to navigate. You would have classes down here. This is how you get to announcements, updates, anything like that. They'll just tell you things like, oh, final grades are posted, exam information, things like that. If the teacher's really cool, they'll actually not only give you announcements on Blackboard, but it'll send via email too, so you have that extra, like, hey, there's a test coming up. But that's how you see announcements. This is how you're going to see grades, and I don't care about you seeing my grades, but this is how you're going to see your grades and things like that. This is a calendar with stuff that might be, coming up. I think you can add to it. I haven't really used it before, but it's an easy, quick way to say, oh, go to the test because I have a test right here and I forgot, or whatever. Oh, you can't add. Yeah, but some classes already have them built in, like my politics class, which is already online. They had it in there already. So, but you can feel more free to add it yourself, right? Then you have this, and that's just post. If somebody's posted something from their discussion board, and that's the home. That's if you have something due today, due this week. But let me go back to the politics one real quick, because usually what will happen, and each one is going to have a different layout. That's why I wish I still had my art, because like I said, all of them are going to be different. So you're going to have to like click around, figure things out. Maybe when I get all my classes, I'll do another one, because the layouts can be different depending on the teacher. Oh, here's tools right here if you don't have it. Oh, yeah. Okay, great. Cool. So go to MyLearn, tools, send email. I want to do it for politics. I want to do it for all student users. And there's nothing wrong with adding your instructor. I just know sometimes students will slip up and say, like, certain things they shouldn't. So probably not best to add an instructor, but you can if you want to. And just tell people, or you can add a teaching assistant, because maybe they'll help you out. I don't know. It's all up to you. But yeah, there's so many things on this thing. I mean, UTSA counseling, that's a big thing right now. I'm the president of Active Minds, so that's why I wanted to start doing this, because I couldn't imagine the effect it had on your mental health. Like, all of a sudden, you're planning on going on campus and having fun and doing such amazing things in person and getting that experience, and then all of a sudden you're told, oh, you're staying home, you're doing online. That can have a really negative effect on your mental health. So I don't want you to think that going to counseling is a big no-no. Like, that's a big yes. Like, go if you need to. Maybe just go, period. Because again, these are unprecedented times, so you don't really know where your mind is taking you. So they have online services and everything. So it's a really great thing to use. We have so many things. And RowdyLink, that's how you're going to find, club organizations like Active Minds. You can type in anything else you want to do. Maybe you're interested in something else, the calendar I mentioned, the grades, personal information, like everything is on here, and it's super easy to navigate. Maybe, yeah, like I said, if once I get my other classes, I'll show you around, because like I said, some layouts are going to be different, but it's a lot of clicking around and navigating. And hypothetically, if you had an assignment or whatever, it would show up right here, so mine is like modules, and that's how I found like tests or quiz or whatever. But right now I already did them all, so I'm going to click this as assignment right here, and basically I would submit it, and then yeah, it shows something like that. Or whatever. But I'll show you another way to submit assignments once I start getting assignments and things like that. But it's super easy because, yeah, usually it'll just say, like, oh, submit here, and then you turn it in, and it'll give you, like, a little receipt, like, hey, submission received. Overall, Blackboard is not a bad guide. It's pretty simple to navigate, and it's user-friendly. Sometimes I'll have maintenance on it. I see they updated the look to make it more cleaner, so that's nice. But yeah, if you have any questions too, you can ask me since I'm on the back end, like the student end of it, and I'm a senior now, so I know how to navigate it. I started my freshman year here taking core classes, so like I've taken like so many courses. I mean, you can even see all my courses right here. Like I've probably taken like 50 to be honest. Like I've taken so many, so like I know Blackboard. I'm like a master at Blackboard at this point. Same thing with ASAP. Maybe another one is DegreeWorks. I mean, we can talk about that. That's how you do you see if you're on track for your degree. And honestly, okay, I don't know if there's anything private on there, but that's another time, and maybe I can black out part of my screen. Blackboard is the main one where you're gonna get your assignments. That's where the PowerPoints are gonna be uploaded if you have an asynchronous or hybrid one. That's where the live sessions might go down. That's where the link may happen. So Blackboard is going to be like your baby. Like you're going to just always be watching that thing. Log on frequently in case you don't get emails so you can see what the teacher's planning. But definitely learn how to navigate Blackboard. And again, I'll probably go more depth into it later. And that's pretty much it. I mean, ASAP. Also, if you haven't done it yet, do your training. You have to do it before school starts. So to do that, it says road owner updates, so there should be like a mandatory return campus update. You have to do that before you start school. I don't know what's going to happen if you don't, but do it. I already did it, so it says that, but it'll say begin campus training. It's literally like 3 minutes. Like it's just reading a bunch of stuff about social distancing, wearing your mask, just really taking apart in the safety aspect and the CDC guidelines so we can go back to normal. And you guys, I know we can go back to normal if we do follow that kind of training and advocate for people wearing masks and advocate for people staying 6 feet away and just really maintaining that safety and healthiness. I believe that we can go back in spring, but it all begins with you. So, but that's a thing that you have to do, and that's how you find it. With that being said, I think we're done. And again, more questions might come up, and I'm fine with filming another one or whatever. But this is kind of just like a test run, just before you get started, because I know I said I was gonna do it. Other than that, I know that you will have a great beginning semester. It's gonna be a crazy one. I'm not gonna doubt that. It's gonna be a lot of trial and error, but I also know that it's the time to be more understanding. So please just reach out to your teacher if you have any issues or you know you're going to have one, because that's not, especially if it's Wi-Fi, that's not anything that doesn't have to do with you at all. So use that kind of communication as a branch to get you places and do more than you ever thought you could. Because yeah, it is, you're gonna make little mistakes and that's fine, but just reach out to them beforehand and or just reach out, period. That's a very important thing to do right now. But honestly, I'm probably gonna make another one with tips and tricks to kind of start the semester off strong. So stay tuned. Other than that, always keep fighting. You've got this.